Hey gang, I'm pretty sure at some point you've dropped the ball and forgot something you were supposed to do, or maybe you were simply overwhelmed with too much stuff and didn't know where to start. Are you sure that what you're doing every day is what truly matters for your results? Do you have a good to-do management system that captures and tracks everything for your optimal performance? I am Denis. Today, let's explore what is a to-do management system, why it's important for your execution, and how you can do it effectively. To-do management is simply the process of organizing, prioritizing, and tracking your tasks to ensure that they are completed efficiently and effectively. It involves creating a list of tasks, setting priorities and deadlines, and monitoring progress to stay at the top of your responsibility. Managing your to-do list is really important because it helps you to stay organized, focused, and to deliver on what really matters the most for you. When you have a lot of tasks to complete, it's easy to feel overwhelmed, unsure on where to start, or risk focusing on the wrong things. A to-do list will help you to prioritize tasks based on their importance and urgency, enabling you to concentrate on the most crucial one first. Additionally, knowing that you have documented all the tasks you need to complete and ensuring that nothing will fall through the cracks can significantly reduce your stress. Crossing off a completed task provides you a sense of accomplishment and trigger that dopamine, which will motivate you to keep going and boost productivity. And lastly, a to-do list helps you plan your time more effectively, avoid procrastinations, and ensure that you have enough time to complete everything that needs to be done. Okay, now it's homework time. You need to go get the 3 files in the training page. The first one is the to-do management example spreadsheet. Second one is the blank to-do management spreadsheet. Third one is the personal dashboard spreadsheet. As you can see on the screen here, this is the spreadsheet template I use to track all my to-do. As you can see, I'm not using Outlook or anything else, just a simple spreadsheet. I store it in the cloud that I can access it from everywhere on any device. I will revise my to-do list at least 4 times per day, when starting the day, at the end of the morning, mid-afternoon, and at the end of the day. This really needs to become an habit for you. If needed, you can set up an alarm on your phone to remind you to look at your to-do. Don't hesitate to adjust your to-do with changes in priorities, unexpected event, or new information as your day unfolds. From there, I will intensively focus on the ones that I commit to do during that day. If they're not completed, I will roll them over the next day. And the last thing is I always make sure I leverage my energy zone and how much time I really have that day to accomplish my to-do. Now let me show you how I manage my to-do. So it's pretty simple. So like I said, I'm using a spreadsheet. So typically I'll put a shortcut, whether it's the taskbar or on my desktop. In this case, it's on my taskbar. And I will save the file with a different work week number. So basically I'll save or create a file every week for my to-do. So let me open this one. And what you'll see when I open the spreadsheet, I have different tab at the bottom here. So I have the yearly planning tab, the weekly planning. So that's coming from the personal compass just to remind me of my weekly and yearly schedule. So the pay yourself first concept when I'm planning my to-do. Also quick reminder on my energy zone so that I know when my energy is high and low so that I can integrate that in my to-do. Also my go no go framework. Again, I know my 6 lens when and how I decide to support something. So if I don't remember the model in my head, I can go and look at it there. And finally, the tab where I manage my to-do. So it's pretty simple. So at the top, I have the due date, which is the due date of the task or the to-do. Can be in a work week or a specific day. After that, I have the contact column. That's where I enter the name associated with my to-do. Can be the person who gave me that task, or it can be the person where I'm giving that task and I want to follow up with that person. So I make sure I attach a contact. I have the completion time, which is my estimation of the time it will take me to complete that to-do. So I track the time for all my to-do so that I know, just looking at my spreadsheet, that I have about 10 hours of to-do to be completed here. The blue column, the daily rank and the daily runtime, are for my daily to-do. So basically when I move a task or a to-do to be done during that day, I will move the time over so that I always know for that day, I know exactly how much time I need to complete all my to-do. In this case, I have a total of 2 hours of to-do to be done during that day. And I also rank all my to-do based on my priorities, which I'll consider the urgency of it, the time slot I have available, because if I have, let's say 2 hours in the morning, that's where my energy is high. I will prioritize the key task to be done during that time. If it's more at the end of the day when my energy is low, I will do low priority task at the end of the day. So there will be like number 4 or 5. So that's how I manage. The status is basically just entering the status of the task. And to do that, so I create a list so that you can see here on the right. So this is just a picture of it. But I did create a drop-down list here where you can completely customize it with any status list you want. So half day, midday, end of day, next week, next month, whatever you want, and the color code that goes with it, right? And typically I will hide that type that you don't see it in the spreadsheet, so you just see the to-do, and when you create a new to-do, you see the list that goes with it, but you don't see the list at all. So let me put it back for you here that you see it. So that's the list. Again, you can customize that list. So, and the task, that's where I put a quick description of the task or the to-do I want to complete, if any comments on the task I want to do. So that's kind of a quick overview of manage all my tasks. Now let's say I want to create a new task. Let's say like this one I just created here. I want to, let's say, draft building block 3 script for one of my training element. That's the next block coming, and I want to do that. It was planning to be done next week. I want to do it tomorrow. I'm planning for my next day tomorrow. And I know that task is 180 minutes. That was my estimation of how long it's going to take that time. So I will move the time over here in my day. And that will kind of increase my day from 2 hours to 5 hours, right? But the thing is, when I plan my day, I always look at my Outlook calendar also, and I can see how much free time I have to really work on my to-do. Because as you know, when you look at your calendar, you're going to have staff meetings, customer calls, other things that you need to do. And at the end, see here, I have like about 2.5 hours of working time during that day. If I go back to my to-do manager, I have 5 hours. So basically, it's impossible for me to do 5 hours of to do during that day when I have half of that available, 2.5 hours. So that means that task here probably will have to keep it for next week, or I decide to remove some stuff I was planning to do during that day that I can be more realistic on my to-do, right? So that's basically how I manage my to-do. The other thing that I do is if I give a task to someone and I want to follow up, let's say that task here for the script was supposed to be done by Scott, and I send an email to Scott saying, hey, you need to complete the script for the building block number 3. So I'm giving you until next week. Let's say next week is work week 15. And what I'm going to put is the waiting here so that I know everything in yellow is I'm waiting for someone to come back with me. I'll remove the 180 because I delegate that task to someone else. And what I'll do is I'll go in Outlook, send an email to Scott, as everybody is doing, or any other communication tools, to say, hey, Scott, you need to complete that task, please help me. And I will just put, I BCC myself to the email, and I will create a category in my Outlook is yellow also, that I know when I'm looking at all my emails, the one with the category yellow, that are stuff or tasks that I'm waiting from someone. So basically, I know looking at my to-do dashboard, you're looking at the yellow, all the stuff I'm waiting for someone, and looking at my Outlook, all the email with a yellow category, this is stuff I'm waiting from someone to come back to me with something. So this is basically how I manage my to-do over the years. So it's pretty simple. And like I said, you can use any tools you want, but as long you can easily prioritize and identify when you want to do your to-do and have a kind of a single pane of glass, and it's accessible on any device from anywhere. So, and what is super essential for you is that you capture everything in one place and that you can really focus and deliver. Yang, here's the wrap up for my best known method for to-do management. Each of the requests you get need to go through your go, no-go framework for a yes or a no. Yes go in your to-do management system and a no goes in your decline in document form. You need to capture every to-do you have. When entering a to-do, set all the fields, the due date, the contact, the estimate completion time, the status, and the details on the task and any comment you may have. When you assign your daily to-do, you must make sure you align them with your daily and weekly energy zones. You align them with the allocated time you have for that day, and you focus intensively on the ones that you have committed to do during that day. If they're not completed, you can roll them over the next day and reevaluate your daily rank at that time. You need to track everything. Sometimes something that you are waiting from someone or something you need to be completed for you to do. And at least review your to-do at least 3 to 4 times a day. Really, it's up to you to define your own to-do management system, but using a similar process will assure you that you deliver on the right thing at the right time with maximum impact. Believe me, if you stick to it, focus and execute, it will be a game changer for you. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next session.